settling first. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and just let me know if you happen to want Nefila afterwards.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely, lovely.
Usually yours. I think that one.
Yeah.
Although this one was put on your side, so I don't know if that was done for a reason. Does it matter?
That one me? Yeah? That one. Okay. You can do them in there. Sure, yeah. Otherwise Sylvia will be running up here again.
Fire duty.
Fire duty. We should call you the fire steward. Sylvia last week.
I didn't even notice that anything was happening.
I cleaned these today.
They look lovely.
Oh, I haven't got a siddur. How do I do that?
Which one do you want to use?
Resold. Oh no, I have got a siddur. But I probably need a resold.
Do you want a resold one? Yeah, I've got one. I can grab you one. That's a... Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah?
Whenever you're ready.
Sure.
Both. Yeah, so everyone feels accessible. Both. So resold and this. We'll use both. So I think whenever you're ready, Maya Hayom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Hayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome on this very cold, dark Friday night. So the Siddurim that we'll use to welcome each other, to welcome Shabbat, to settle in and let go of our week, we'll use Siddur Lev Chadash. So we're on page 75 in there. Well, actually, we're going to start on 76 and go back to 75. But also to use Resold, Shabbat Resold Siddur, so that you can go in and out, you can use the transliterated Hebrew, you can use the Hebrew, and you can feel part of the service. So we begin always by singing Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, that really reminds us of kind of angels, messengers of Shabbat, to get us in the mood, to properly invite us, set an intention. What do you need at the end of this week? What are you happy to have let go of, that the week is finished? What does being here at the synagogue maybe mean to you tonight? So as we sing Shalom Aleichem, Libby's getting ready for it, page 76, or you can find it on page 4.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Barchuni Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzeitem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So let's get ready to light candles. Those of you who are at home, this is your moment. Decide, are you in the kitchen, your sitting room? Where are you going to light candles to bring in Shabbat? And for us here, so delighted, Maureen Stanley, any of the granddaughters, the whole contingency from Australia, over to light candles here in the synagogue tonight. Well done, girls. You might want to come round the back. Yeah, celebration. So if you light first and then bless it. Let's stand. Careful your...
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik el shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Proper welcome. Bruchim Abaim. I'm sure you're loving the weather here as opposed to at home. So we're going to go straight into Lachadodi, where we always remind each other the song that literally anthropomorphizes Shabbat almost as a bride that we welcome at the door to bring in Shabbat. And that the rabbis, the Kabbalistic mystical rabbis of Sfat, but particularly Shlomo Alkabetz, wanted to find a way to really welcome Shabbat in a way that made it like a person. Because in the Talmud, it was described that people would go out to the city borders to welcome Shabbat, to bring in, to invite anyone in. So really, if we've just been warming up so far, now properly we welcome Shabbat. And that is where the ritual, if you'd like, but you don't have to stand and face the door for the last verse to welcome Shabbat. Any latecomers, anyone who walks through the door is particularly precious at that moment. So let us sing Lachadodi. Lechadodi likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. Page 8. Likrat kala, Shabbat nekabela. Obadabo bedibor echad, Ishmianu el hamichad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet ve'lethilah. Lechadodi likrat kala,
שבתחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שידברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך ניחא. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עצרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לילה, 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 לילה,
Sit down as we go into the blessings before the Shema. The first, I'm on page 10 in the Resold book and Siddur, and on page 93 in Siddur Lev Chadash.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו למדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה.
Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. And because Sarah Wendy was quite enthusiastic to get to love tonight, which was the blessing that we've just sang, Ahavat Olam, we'll just read together the blessing over darkness and seasons. No, it was very nice to feel that enthusiasm to go straight for love. So on page 93, we can read together in English. We praise you, Eternal One, our God, Sovereign of the universe, whose word brings on the evening, whose wisdom opens heaven's gates, whose understanding changes times and seasons, and whose will sets the stars in their courses in the sky. You make day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light. You make day pass and bring on the night, and separate day from night. You rule the hosts of heaven. We praise you, O God, whose word makes evening fall. And then whatever is your minhag, whatever feels right for you, to stand or stay seated for the Shema. Shema is the closest thing we as Jews have to a watchword of faith. And whenever someone becomes bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah, Rory was our last bar mitzvah, Guy is our next bar mitzvah, you will lead the Shema for us. So decide if you want to stand, sit, as we will sing then with Sarah Wendy.
Shema.
בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך.
So let's go straight to Laman Tiskuru.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
So I love this story of a rabbi teaching nursery school children about the Shema. And the first line of the Shema is, you shall love the Eternal One, your God, or you shall create this Jewish passageway through your life with all your heart, with all your soul. And as they were describing this to the children, and they said, and mo'odecha, what do you think that is? And one of the children said, everything that's left after your heart and soul, which actually is exactly what it is. We talk of mo'odecha, your veriness. So that those are the words that we offer, to love with our heart, with our soul, and with all our might or energy that is left. So we recall always at this time of year, particularly as we start to read the Torah portions of the Israelites getting ready or considering or trying to get around the idea of leaving Egypt, leaving bondage, leaving slavery from a narrow place to a wide expanse. And of course, that biggest moment for them was when they get to the sea. They get to the Sea of Reeds, And all of them are terrified as they're told by Moses, go into the water, the seas are going to part. But as you or I might feel, it was quite hard to believe that that was going to happen. But eventually the seas part once people start walking into the water with these words that are then sung by the Israelites. Mi chamocha belim Adonai. Bottom of page 95 or top of page 15.
Mi chamocha belim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar bakodesh, nora tehilot osef eleh.
ונאמר כי יפדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. So our evening prayer for peace, for Shalom Bayit in our houses, for the prayer that we offer each other to be shielded from sickness and war, from famine and distress, and lastly to keep us from wrongdoing. And I think at the moment the world is so full of, every week I feel that we come to Shabbat and there's something that's happened in the world that feels so wrong and so disturbing. Last week we wanted to name Renee Nicole Good and her murder as she wanted to protest ICE in the United States. But maybe this week we think of protesters in Iran. We think of all those who really are suffering from the absence of peace or ease of safety for them. And so when we offer Hashkivenu, we really can do so with true kavanah, true spiritual direction. Page 96 and page 16.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'amidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom, aleinu v'al kol yoshvei tevel. We praise you, O God. May your sheltering peace descend on us and everyone who dwells on earth. So stand when you're ready for the tefillah. Sarah Wendy will serenade us into it by inviting us to open our lips that our mouths may offer some prayer.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiach tehilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufiach tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zochei Haseh Avot v'Imahot, u'Mevii Kula Lifnei V'neihem, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע מגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מכהן לעתים אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומדום אליו, מלך ממית ומחייך, החי החיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. קדוש אתה ונורא שמך, בין לנו אלוהים מבלעדיך. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Tell us, Sarah Wendy.
All right. Are we ready for a rousing round of Vishamru? We have a nice big group tonight, so we're going to be loud and full of life. No guitar for this one. I haven't learned it yet. The chords are hard. Give me a couple weeks.
Shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, שבת וינפש, you know better than me, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
Baruch atah Adonai Makadesh HaShabbat. Eternal God, be gracious to your people Israel. In your love, accept their prayers. May our worship now and always be acceptable in your sight. We praise you, O God, whom alone we worship in reverence. So before we offer Modim Anachnu Lach, which is the penultimate prayer of the Amidah, and we're really invited to find things that we feel grateful and appreciative for in our life, so that we truly can offer this prayer with our own sense of being able to find something in our lives. So an invitation for anyone who would like to share something they feel grateful, appreciative for tonight. Banal or profound, we'll accept both.
I adopted Libby 13 years ago today.
That is very precious. So if no one can see from the back, Libby is actually a dog sitting here. And Libby is one of our keenest members of FPS. That is a very nice memory. Yeah. Anyone else have something they feel grateful, appreciative, glad for tonight? Stanley? Two lovely grandchildren at synagogue with you tonight. Really nice. Yeah. Okay. Michael?
Fabulous large congregation scene.
Yeah, really nice. Lovely to see everyone. Lovely to see everyone. I feel like I know little things in all your lives that are like nice that I know you're probably appreciative for, but I guess that's not my role to out you with all these things that I know that you've been doing and that are pretty impressive, and I'm sure that you're giving thanks. So let's just have one more. Sarah Wendy, have you got one?
Definitely. I'm grateful that it's starting to get a little lighter out in the evening. I'm usually a winter person, but something about England, when there's no snow, it doesn't really feel like winter, and so I don't understand why it's dark. feel like if it were colder and there was a lot of snow, I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. But I'm just sort of like blearily wondering what time of year it is.
Just
There's an online one, which is actually from Sarah Wendy's mum, saying, very grateful that your dad's come through surgery.
Yeah.
Did he have other surgery?
No, this was last week.
Oh, this was last
we're
week.
We're still grateful.
We are still grateful, definitely. Yeah.
Well,
Johnny.
actually, I've got our entire family here today. It just occurred to me that it will be our 9th anniversary on Monday because you are.
When I married you, and now here you are with all your family, Rory's bar mitzvah. Yeah, next one come, maybe Huxley next. Really nice. Thank you, Johnny. He looks super enthusiastic for that. He has time to build enthusiasm. So we're going to offer Modim and Nachnu Lach. So let's offer the English here. So you might have it in front of you. If you've got Lev Chadash, it's just a little more wordy. So those of us who have this, let's carry this. We thank and praise you for being our God and God of our ancestors. We can always rely on you and feel safe. We thank and praise you for caring for our lives, for connecting our souls with you, for the miracles of life, wonders large and small, that remind us you are here every moment of every day. We praise you, our God, and joyfully thank you for all life's goodness. And we offer our second prayer for peace for everywhere in the world that needs it. Shalom Rav, top of page 23 or page 101.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. V'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Baruch atah Adonai Oseh HaShalom. Our blessing for peace, for ease, for wholeness, for integrity, and for the absence of stress, worry, pain in our lives. Before we go to Yehu Laratzon, we'll take a moment for silent prayer, but just a reflection for us, and take whatever you like, discard whatever you don't need. So lots of us in our family watched Marty Supreme this week. I was weighing up Hamnet or Marty Supreme, and I'm so glad that we went to Marty Supreme and couldn't help but become so engaged to this story of loosely based on the real life Marty Reisman, a Jewish shoe salesman from New York turned hustler, table tennis player extraordinaire. And the film obviously captures not just this tenacious, smart young man as he restlessly travels through his life wearing that very distinctive chain of the Magen David around his neck as he negotiates, and you see so many others negotiate post-war identity. So many comments and anecdotes both about what had happened in the Shoah and the Holocaust and how it impacted identity after, and just really thinking about what it means at the moment to wear that loosely or strongly on our sleeves, whether it be a literal Magen David or something else, and really thinking about how his identity, his journey, whether we relate to it just in terms of the adventure he had or that moment of post-war United States, Europe, Japan, everything that was happening. But the word Am in Torah, which means people, is repeated 1,500 times throughout Torah. 1,500 times we talk of Am, people, both us as a people, but also others. And many of those occasions are in this book of Exodus. And these parashiot, this week's parasha by Era, is really the crucible of the identity of our contemporary Jewish identity. Of course, anachronistic to talk of Jews then, they were Hebrews, they were Israelites, but actually the story of leaving Egypt, the story of facing adversity and coming through, the story of the empathy that is meant to run through the DNA of every one of us who chooses Judaism is we suffered and we will prevent and do our best to stop other people's suffering. And I really think that I love the juxtaposition of going to the cinema, which I don't often go to, last night, and coming out ready for Shabbat and thinking of this week's parasha and of how we encounter the world. And the children of Israel, the Hebrews, are very reluctant at first when Moses says that he's going to share the message that I'm going to get you out of Egypt. And he's so unconfident himself. He literally talks of being of circumcised lips, of not being able to speak well. But he's so unconfident that he says, the people are barely going to listen to me, let alone Pharaoh. And lo and behold, straight away, we see the people, lo shamu, they did not listen to Moses' great offer that you're going to get out of Egypt. Why? Because they were kotzer ruach, this amazing expression we never see again, which literally means short of breath, but it seems to mean something more than that, like depressed of spirit. They just did not have the wherewithal to feel adventurous, to feel motivated, to feel animated, or to feel trusting that good could come of their situation. And so I really think it's such a perfect parasha for us. And if any of you have seen or will see Marty Supreme, to be able to think a little bit about that and what it means. But for each one of us to think, when are we able to feel more hopeful? How do we experience ourselves and how do we sit with the world right now with whatever identity we are leaning into? So just to take a few moments for us to just think about ourselves and where we fit into that before we pick up singing again with the Yehiyu L'Ratzon. Ya'aseh Shalom.
Say shalom bimroma, say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol bnei Adam. Say shalom bimroma, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol bnei Adam. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So on page 213, those of you who have Lev Chadash, I am going to suggest that instead of the Aleinu prayer, this was written by the artist Judy Chicago in the mid-1970s as an alternative prayer at the end of our services, of really being able to pray for a world that we want to contribute to that might be better, kinder, more cooperative than the one we are currently in. So I am going to suggest that Sarah, Wendy and I read alternate lines, and if anyone has a Lev Chadash in this section of the room, read with me. And if anyone has one in this section of the room, read with Sarah, Wendy. And we kind of hear the crescendo of these words by Judy Chicago. And I'm going to ask us to stand for it if you are able. So page 213. And then all that has divided us will merge.
And then compassion will be wedded to power.
And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind.
And then both men and women will be gentle.
And then both women and men will be strong.
And then no person will be subject to another person's will.
And then all will be rich and free and varied.
And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many.
And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance.
And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old.
And then all will nourish the young.
And then all will cherish life's creatures.
And then all will live in harmony with each other and earth.
And then everywhere will be called Eden once again.
V'nema v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz v'yom hayu v'yom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shamo echad. So we turn to Kaddish. You can find it on page 27 or on page 524 if you're in Lev Chadash. We think particularly of those who are marking yahrzeits, anniversaries of death in our congregation this week. We think of Avi Samuel, son of Igal Samuel, of Eddie Lloyd, father of Annabelle Ballant Curti, and grandfather of Ella, Rachel, and Joe. We think of Frida Allen, mother of Brenda Ross, of Leonard Burston, father of Sherry Darby and father-in-law of Jim Darby. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing, and may those who remember and recall their loved ones be comforted just a little in their loss as we say the words of Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Bi'amad divrach hirtei v'yamlich malchutei, B'hayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei hol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mavorach Le'olam Omei Omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ah v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitada v'yitaleh v'talal Shmei Dekudesha Brichu. Leila min kol bechata v'sherata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Da'amiram bi'ama v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shamaya. V'hayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'imromav. Hu yaseh Shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael. V'al kol b'nei Adam. V'imru Amen. So Sarah, Wendy and I quite like finding apposite songs that go with and fit in to the Torah portion. And so Debbie Friedman's Lechi Lach, may you go, may you make yourself a blessing, feels very apposite for this week's Torah portion as they begin their conversation about leaving Egypt, but actually also for all of us in January of 2026, of imagining what you have maybe planned for this year, the things that you might need to do, the things that you are longing to do, the things that you already have dates for, celebrations and marking rites of passage. So just see this as an invitation into one's own life.
To a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Lech, on your journey I will bless you, and you shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing, and you shall be a blessing. Lechilah, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Lechilah, to the place that I will show you. Lesimchat hayim, lesimchat hayim, lesimchat hayim, lechilah.
So beautiful, thank you. As we are all heading towards Kiddush, that maybe you will sing for us and we'll join in Ma Yafeh Hayom again as we all gather around Kiddush table, and then we'll offer a blessing to each other.
Ma yafeh hayom.